All right, has anyone noticed this trend among some of our government experts lately? It starts off with them telling you a thing. If you question the thing, you will be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. It then turns out later that the thing that they told you wasn't quite as true as they promised you it would be. And when you point this out, they revert to telling you that, well, they never told you the thing that they told you. And then when you show them incontrovertible proof that they did in fact tell you the thing that they told you, they just suggest that you should be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. I can't imagine why we don't trust these guys.
If you're so confused and disoriented that you don't know where you are or where you're going, there are predators of the spirit who are much worse than snakes that are waiting in wait for you. And the probability that you'll move from aimless, hopeless, joyless anxiety to nihilism, corrosive bitterness, and genocidal fantasy in the fundamental extreme is very high. And so that's possession by a predator of the spirit in the desert of the soul. And that's real.
Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Who are you call the pops? I'm gonna call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, and the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly, like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No, that's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany, she, her.
And I'm Steve, he, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm recording you.
No.
Recording
It's
you.
okay.
Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulation.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of classified system, not even Gmail.
But first of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
there is evidence of a
Nothing
tremendous
was
amount.
marked classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my gosh.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains.
It was the mistake.
Have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
It wasn't the best choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it
With
make?
respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains.
I made a mistake.
Have been determined to contain classified information. What difference at this point does it make? 8 of those chains were
It was not a good choice.
6 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Hey, y'all. Yeah, that bank stuff, that's who knows which way it'll domino and what it'll affect, but you know it's going to affect something. Even the bailouts. It's like they're going to bail out and help the ones that got the money, and they're going to take it from the ones that don't got it and the ones that work for it. Link's out. Won't somebody jump up here and grab it? Ain't no sense of being afraid. If you can type, you can talk. You don't have to have everybody look at your face, but yeah, BC, yeah. That might be one ride to Whataburger, huh? I think a combo at Whataburger now, if you large size, is about $11.50. So they want all of it to fail, Gina. They want to wipe everything everybody has out. And the powers that be running all this don't even care about their lemmings that they got doing all this stuff, because once we're no longer a burden to them, then the ones doing their bidding are going to be the next in line. So there's always somebody under somebody. Yeah, I'm surprised there ain't a lot of people on, but it is pretty. And Saturday, I got out there earlier and barbecued a bunch of stuff. I made a bunch of flank steak and some smoked sausage, some Polish sausage, cooked some shrimp on the grill, some hamburgers, some hot dogs. Wife made a big macaroni salad. I was going to make homemade guacamole. It just ain't went in there. By the time I come in, I was like, I sat down and I ain't went and fooled with it. Hey, Angie D. I'll say it since I ain't said it today. I don't know who all's out there that ain't talking, but hey, D. Hey, Stans. Hey, Gina. BC. Ben. Let's see, anybody else? Hey, B. That's about all anybody's talking. There's only shows 13 in here. I don't know how many actually is. Could be 1, could be 100. You know YouTube's going to play with everybody. Yeah, I was going to make a big pot of pinto beans. I forgot to stick them in, start them. Yeah, like it, Gina, biscuits and gravy, or bacon and eggs, or sausage and eggs, or corned beef hash and eggs. Hey, T-Tac. Yeah, it was cold here. I went out there and had to cover up my little tomato plants and my lemon trees I got growing. I got plastic wrapped around them. It was like 40 degrees, felt like 32 or something here last night. And it's supposed to be worse tomorrow. All I did is bought a couple store-bought tomato plants, Cherokee Purple and Better Girls or Bigger Girls or whatever the name of the tomato was. It's a heat endurant one, and it's only had it out there in a week or so in the ground, and that sucker tripled in size already. It's probably about 2 foot tall or almost. The other one's pushed out a little bit. But yeah, something that we're in second winter or second something. That's best weather money can buy. They got all kind of stuff cranked up affecting things, putting stripes in the air and mobile trucks running around doing stuff. And the collider's going and multiple ones, I imagine. I don't know if anybody sees if the link's posted. If anybody wants to come up, hit that link. I'll drop it out there again. Usually used to Carl or Bonnie or somebody coming up to shoot shit with. Seems to flow better. Because I didn't plan anything. I quit planning for a while, anything I put up, because it goes haywire or you end up with a dumpster fire like a couple times ago. My 2 lives in a row went wonky as hell. People think it's intentional and like no, and people like you should have shut it down or you shouldn't shut the show down. So you can't please everybody. You can't please anybody really. If one person tries to please 5 people, there's going to be 4 disappointed at every turn. And when people talk bullshit, you just have to look at it this way. It doesn't matter what they say. You got to value what they say for it to affect you. Anybody seen any weird stuff over the weekend other than maybe money tragedy? I've been expecting it though, with something every month about the time my disability comes through, because I'm figuring it's going to be one. It's going to be okay. You want your money, you need to go get poked. I'm like, yeah, all right. Ain't sticking nothing in me, so. Yeah, it must be cooling off out there. Vicky's turning the heater on. Yeah, Ben, that's all you can do. Republic, those are pretty popular. I think even around here you see Republic banks here in Texas, don't you, BC? I want to say they got them 1 or 2 over in Longview or Tyler, maybe even Marshall. I don't think there's one in Marshall, but Gina, your way up are kind of like, what's her name when she was living in Alaska, said that she could see Russia from her house, which wouldn't be hard way up there if you're high enough up. It ain't that far over there. I remember in Cleveland seeing at certain times being able to see the banks in Canada off Lake Erie. Easy to cross up there, Gina? Or how much you guys have to go through if you wanted to cross over into Canada? They probably want to see your last complete health breakdown of everything that's done to you. So let's see. Yeah, I was watching a video earlier talking about whole family of tall people. Their daughter is 6'2", the mom is 6'5", the father I think is 6'3", and then they got a 6'9" son and a 6'10" son. And I guess the girl's boyfriend's like 5'4". Shows her picking him up. Yeah, hell, during the lockdown when we were here, Vicky had to go into, she works in Louisiana. It's only about 15-mile ride. But they gave her paperwork to be able to cross the state line.
Never had to use it, though.
She had never had to use it. Republic Bank, I'm wondering if it's the same ones that I've seen all over the place. It's probably the same name. I don't know whether they're linked or if they probably are linked somehow, but who knows who's hooked with what.
Okay.
Took my damn straw.
I used to just stir it.
There's one down there. Yeah. That's the way I always felt. I joked about it, BC, that I go to get pants and they're sort of okay until you wash them. Hey, Cindy. And then as soon as I put them on, or by the time school started, they call it what they call them culottes or whatever, them things that be. I wear socks just above the ankle, and sometimes them pants would want to come up. It's like, okay, they get cut off into shorts. That was back in the 80s, though, 70s. Best pair of jeans I ever had, that ever fit me the best, was 34 waist, 36 length. That was back when I met Vicky. It's hard to find them now. They think if you got a 40 waist pants that you got an inseam of like 27. So they figure you must be, if you wear a 40, you're about 5'6" and you weigh 380 pounds. Yeah, so were the 80s, but some of that seemed like the 80s went by like a blur. Hey, Ed. Let's see. I'm going to pass the link out. I don't know if anybody's out. I'm going to grab the link for. Haven't seen Carl. Carl might be out there in the audience. I don't know. Chat. Send that to Bonnie. Let's see. Yeah, last Sunday, I think it was, Carl sent me a message, never got to read it and see he unsent it or something happened to it. What's going on, bud?
Evening. I figured I'd drop on in.
How's your weekend been?
Well, I've got some shit for tonight for once, which is weird. So you're going to want to hear this one, how I connect the dots. And Tuesday's going to be a big one for Trump and so forth and so on. But it's not in the way you think, and it's not in the way they're saying.
Yeah, I'm seeing some stuff. He was talking about he's talking about he thinks he's going to be arrested.
Well, again, not what you think it is. Okay? Because there's some shit with the boards that I put two and two together, and I think we're coming to a head here.
It'd be nice to see something happen, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So.
I want to see handcuffs, at least.
That's putting it mildly.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice. Hey, Ridge Runner. Yeah, I fell asleep. I started playing Fallout last night, fell asleep, slept through you being on, Bonnie being on, and she wanted me to try to go on before or after you, and I slept through all of it.
Yeah, I was like, what? Where's Chuck? So.
Yeah, I usually hit you when you're in a bad mood and try to make you laugh.
I'm not in a bad mood tonight. I don't.
Yeah, you sound a little anxious.
Well, if my brain is putting two and two together, like it is, which a lot of the times, there's actually something behind it. So.
Yeah, you used to dig into all that stuff back in the beginning when they first started doing all that, didn't you?
Well, yeah. I did it for 3 years straight, every day, every night on here. I got wore out, and then it all went dead, where like nothing was happening, which is the period we're in now. And then now shit's getting fired up again every once in a while.
Like you to talk to that buddy of mine that comes over here on Mondays, does that Star Wars game we do. He was big into it. He was one of the council people that broke all that stuff down through all the different channels that they were doing, 4chan, 8chan, and all that jumping around.
Yeah.
He was one of the 5% that was way up there doing it. You probably know him. I don't know what his screen name was, whether he'd tell me or not to tell you. But
I don't know.
He said the stuff gave him a headache, and then they break it down, and then you'd see things and be like, okay, is this going to be a good person or a bad person now? And
right. Ignore the dryer.
Talked to Bushcraft and Jeff today to see if they're going to be there. Hey, Pappy.
They're going to be where?
It's your show. A lot of times on the weekends, I know you said sometimes they're hard to come up with.
Well, usually shit don't happen on the weekends.
Yeah, you're usually, off Monday and come back Friday, or off Friday and come back Monday.
Me?
Yeah, you do your show, Friday, and then usually take the weekend off sometimes.
I don't.
Monday is the hardest when you got to go back to work.
Monday I take off.
There's been only a few select days I've seen you show up on a Monday.
I'm every day of the week except for Monday night. Unless I'm not feeling good.
I was being that way until all that horse shit started with everybody blaming each other and cutting down people and talking down and all that.
There was that shit too, so that was another thing. But that's totally, different.
Yeah, we can't let it affect us. And like I just said a minute ago, no matter what, you ain't gonna please everybody. You can't try. If you get 5 people and try to please all of them, you'll end up always with one person happy and 4 that aren't. Let's see. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Ridge Runner. Hey, Shine. Yeah, I didn't even look see y'all come on today or earlier if anybody did or didn't. Bushcraft normally would, but I don't know. I don't know if he did. I didn't.
Oh, sorry.
I was busy cooking like I was expecting company, and then came in here and chilled, just started watching stupidity. Dog starting to mellow down. She's still acting up. Is your dog starting to chill out, or is she still rambunctious? Or
She's still getting into shit. We actually found out today that she's got Giardia, some kind of parasite. So they put her on meds today for that. So yeah.
I wonder if that paste stuff that everybody's got, get rid of that too in dogs. I give it to mine every now and then.
What's that?
That horse paste that everybody, if that stuff's supposed to be good for all kinds
that horse dewormer crap?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that shit.
I've seen where some, I don't know, you call them homesteaders or preppers or whatever, say that'll even deworm animals.
Huh.
You tried the new add-on thing they got where you could run other people's to their lives and all that?
Not entirely, no.
I think Bush did it the other night with somebody on his panel, one of the Bigfoot people.
Huh.
Good to see you, AP. Hell, you're going to be on in what, a little over a half hour?
Yeah, just about here. I'm over here playing that Battleship game I downloaded yesterday.
Yeah, I had a few people that see me on Steam every now and then. Like, yeah, you're getting desperate back to playing Fallout New Vegas. You're playing 20-year-old games. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. It's the gaming industry is not what it used to be.
No, and the new crap they got coming out is crap. So
the what now?
The new stuff they got coming out is crap. So
don't get me started.
For a long time, when World of Warcraft came out, I got all invested in that. I started gaming online, playing a AOL chat room type game.
Oh fuck. Let's see here. Can you test something for me real quick, Chuck?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to share the game I'm playing. And you tell me if the sound is coming through.
All right.
If my shit would load. Let's see, window. Excuse me, what? Why are you not?
Yeah, NC Deb went through all that stuff, but they ended up getting her dog and kept her sick.
Wait a minute. What were you? What about the dog? What?
NC Deb, I guess her dog got a parasite, and she ended up getting it from the dog, and it ended up in an infestation in her carpet, and I guess all between the meds and what the dog had, the dog ended up dying from it, and she's still been sick, sort of, from whatever it was. I forget what parasite she said it was, but it was something to do with the water.
Why is it not?
Having an issue getting it to pop up where you can share it. There it is.
All right. Do you hear any of the sounds in the background?
Let me see. Make sure if it's it ain't where I can turn it up. Not hearing anything yet.
Let's see here. Because I noticed last night when I did this on mine, it didn't. All right, let's see here. Let me turn on the music here a bit. Do you hear the music at all?
Nothing yet.
Okay. Let's see.
That shrimp was good.
Did you ticket where share audio with the tab when you?
Oh, it didn't have that as an option. That's why I was.
Kind of weird, huh?
Yeah. Audio source, maybe?
Hey, Carl.
What's up? Can you hear me?
See if we get prepping.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We got you.
Can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you guys. I'll wait till he's done.
Oh, no, just, you're fine.
I just got logged on to my YouTube account for the first time in about 2 weeks. They put me through some shit. Google took over my phone, man, and they created a channel that I didn't even have the email passwords to. They created an email and everything. Logged me out of my Google and YouTube, and I was unable to do anything. I tried everything. I tried for days and days. And finally today, I was looking at the resources my phone was using and noticed the YouTube app, which I don't even remember installing. So I uninstalled the YouTube app, and when I went, and then I looked up YouTube and was able to sign on to my old account. So this is the first time I've been on in a long time.
I wonder what happened to you. Last thing I see where you sent me something Sunday and then you retracted it.
Yeah, well, I was bitching.
For a second, and we'll see about.
And I heard what you said just a minute ago. Things are really strange. How does somebody know when they're going to be arrested?
Hold on a minute. It has nothing to do with that, Camo.
I heard what you talked about, things lining up, and I do see some things that could be lining up. But if he really put out that tweet or message saying he's calling for protests, he should have known that that would have had the same effect that J6 had. So,
not what I'm getting at, but sure. I'll explain later. But
retracting that statement, it sounds to me like they're trying to get us riled up.
Well, duh.
Yeah, they want everybody to everybody. They don't want people to get along. They're in the same bed with each other.
Right.
I don't know. Could be an interesting week.
He's not in here.
You're follow me around up here. Follow me in here.
Go pop a can. You'll get both of their attention.
I already did one with Fat Boy. He went.
What's up, Wyatt?
Hey, Carl.
He's wandering around trying to get the cat's attention to feed him.
Oh, fuck.
Told him usually what to get them cats' attention. I don't know if he's that way with you prepping, but one of these treat bags, that plastic, if you rattle it, anything that sounds like it, the cats come running.
Oh, yeah, she's like that. And then she'll ignore you after you give her a treat. And then, like, she's got a, 5-second attention span, I swear.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. Us humans only got 10, they say.
Well, it's give me a treat. Oh, okay, treat. And then and then they're gone. It's like, no, you're not listening.
They focus more on licking their butt.
Well, that's not good.
One, it's hard to train a dog when you got to work all the time too. They take when you first get them, they take all your attention.
Well, my mom's home, so half the time it's her responsibility.
I didn't think so. They're too small.
That should help.
Go there and taste one. Yeah, I put shrimp on the grill, raw shrimp that were peeled, and all I added was some of this wow seasoning. All that is an even split of garlic, black pepper, and salt.
We're not gonna do this tonight. Come on.
And they're just killer off the grill.
So what are you playing? A Battleship game 101?
Yeah, World of Warships.
You know, my dad was in the Battle of Lingayen and the Battle of Samar, and he was there for the Battle of Leyte Gulf. His escort carrier was one of the first ones ever to be attacked by a kamikaze. In one attack, they shot the kamikaze down. In his last battle, the kamikaze actually hit the deck, but he watched a lot of his ships around him sink, watched a lot of mayhem and death in the South Pacific in World War II.
Huh.
One of those games has the Battle of Samar in it because it's a quite famous battle, you know.
Okay, are we just not gonna... I guess not. I guess I don't get to play tonight. The fuck is going on?
I'm sure you've heard of, you know, I Shall Return.
Huh?
In the Philippines in World War II. Well, a very famous general left the Philippines, and his famous saying was, I shall return. And he did.
Huh.
With thousands and thousands of Marines and Army.
Come on.
Yeah, I knew somebody would get that. Shine Dixie knows.
Oh, thank God. Took forever for this shit to load.
Yeah, I could tell you if anybody could figure it out, it'd be Ask Bushcraft too about that, the audio setting.
Well, I don't see anything here where it would put it to where you guys could hear it. That's the thing, is last night I thought y'all were hearing it, and well, apparently not.
I've noticed that sometimes people go to play audio and it does not turn on. They have to hit some mute or something that they keep forgetting. Chuck should know all about that. He's done it.
Yeah, when he ran in a minute ago, it didn't even give me the, you know, how everything else normally give you on this end, the option to do either turn the audio up or down or whatever. It didn't even give me that option on that just a second ago.
That's what I was getting at. It's like, it's not, it wasn't even doing.
Yeah, it's not pairing up your audio to put it out somehow.
What if you opened another window like you do on your show and played it in one?
Well, that's what I did.
Are you cranky today, 101?
No.
So did you finally get some snow down there too?
Not here. It's gotten cold. Last night it got down in the 30s, so I just went out and covered up my couple of plants. It's supposed to get even worse tomorrow night, so I'm just going to leave them all covered up. I might go out there and put a light bulb in there under them.
I was just going to ask if you had a heat lamp. I was just looking at it.
Yeah, prepping. I'll see if I can get.
Planting early would be a trap this year.
Yeah, prepping. I'll ask Rescue too. Rescue games a lot, and he might know that, and he's an electronics guy, that he may know a way to, or why it's doing that. I didn't think of that, or I'd have thought of it earlier, but I don't know how to get a hold of him right now.
Don't worry about it.
Dad, where's those headache pills?
So you cover some stuff, are you, 101? You're going to go back to the old days?
Trying to.
Here's something Bonnie sent for y'all. It's a friendly reminder: Hitler confiscated guns before killing over 13 million people. Stalin confiscated them before 20 million people. Mao before 45 million. Pol Pot, let's see, did it confiscated before getting rid of 2 million. So create soft targets.
If the government wants you unarmed, that's because they have designs on you.
Why is there a cotton ball in this?
Keep them from shaking, shifting too much, and absorb moisture.
So you talking about stuff lining up with the boards, 101?
Yeah.
Date-wise, too?
Not in a while.
Is it, are you talking date-wise as well, or is it just phrases?
More numbers than anything.
Well, you piqued my interest.
Yeah, I haven't shined. Hey, Magic.
Oh my god, this is pitiful. This game is like tanking tonight. I don't know what's up with my connection.
Is it laggy or choppy or rubber banding or
yeah,
all the above?
I don't know what the deal is. Like, it was running perfectly fine last night, and now it's not responding, and StreamYard's trying to get a piece of shit, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I can even hear it in you when you're talking. Sometimes you've heard.
But yeah, it's fighting between the audio.
Yeah, Carl does. It gets that wing noise, kind of gets that max headroom sound to him. Sometimes it's my internet I got here is that whatever it is right below going fiber optic. I pay like $200, almost $200 a month for it. And
yeah, but if the bit rate going through that fiber optic ain't shit, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Tomo arigato.
That in the last 2 months, it seems like dial-up was working better when I had it years ago.
Yeah, this is pretty bad then. Like, I don't get it. The fuck?
Do they yell, "You sank my battleship"?
No. It's battleships, everything from the turn of the 20th century to current day, duking it out on the open waters. You can pilot everything from the American dreadnoughts to submarines to the USS Montana. I mean,
You know what the largest battleship ever was?
The Yamato.
That is the ship that my father's task squadron called Taffy 3 went up against. It was 6 small escort aircraft carriers, 4 destroyers, and 6 like patrol destroyers. And the weight of the Yamato weighed more than all the ships in the entire Taffy Fleet task force. They went up. There is a story about the USS Johnston. This dude was badass, 101. He took his little destroyer and charged into the Yamato and its sister ship, along with a whole bunch of other battleships and destroyers, and turned them away. He even sank some of them.
They're probably thinking, this guy's got like a load of explosives. We better get away from his ass.
Oh, you got if you ever get bored, look that story up. There's some good videos on it. It was heroics on a level that, you know, it's become famous in naval history. But the Samuel B. Roberts and the USS Johnston were both little destroyers, and they were sunk in that battle. But they protected thousands of troops that were already on the beach by doing this. It was like a sacrificial, heroic thing, and it's true history.
Yeah, you can. I'll have to show you the game when it's more cooperative.
I'm impressed you knew about the Yamato. It sank a few hours after the engagement. Halsey,
I know a lot about the Yamato, the Amagi, the Fuso,
Musashi.
That one never was. That the one that never made it actually completion.
She was sunk in the battle I was just telling you about. She
what was
Yamato's
they commissioned 3 battleships in Japan. The Yamato, the Musashi was a sister ship to the Yamato.
Yep.
And then there was a third one that never made it to completion because the war effort was getting too tight for the Japs.
Yeah, even the fuel was at that point.
Yeah, you can pilot aircraft carriers in this game too, although those are a pain in the ass. Got to do 10 different things.
The USS Kitkin Bay, escort carrier Casablanca class. Do you know which ship they signed peace on in 45?
USS Missouri.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. I had no idea this was your forte.
I wouldn't call it a forte, but it's funny because I know the Missouri like the back of my hand because I don't know if you've ever heard of a game called Minecraft Camo, but it's a building game.
Because I knew a little kid that I bought Minecraft toys for.
Well, back in the day when the game was more popular and, you know, when I was a kid, God, that feel old saying that, but back when it originally came out, I made a full-scale version of the USS Missouri in that building game. So, yeah, every single floor, every single room, every single gun, turret, everything. Took me 3 days to build. So,
when I was young, in the earlier 70s, I saved up my money for this because I wanted it bad. It was over 3 foot long. It was the largest model that any model or RC store sold. And it was expensive. Back then it was a fully motorized, it was called the Blue Devil Destroyer. And it had like 8, maybe 12 D-cell batteries in the bow, you know, and you could program the turrets to move, and you could program the patterns that it would, you know, that it would take in the water. You could do figure 8s and squares and stuff by setting a die in this, like, it was a very primitive programming, you know, gear programming. But that thing,
like punch tape programming?
Well, like that, but with cogs. You changed out the cog to the pattern that you wanted it to.
Oh, I see.
And you know, like I said, I saved up for it. I built it perfectly. Then I got a little old for that stuff, so you know, I got into firecrackers and M80s and stuff. So
I think they call that
night on the lake, I packed that thing all up with lady fingers and all the barrels of the guns and M80s under the bridge, and I just decked it out with explosives and sent it on its last journey. And that thing exploded magnificently. All right. I mean, in a way to where the bow tipped up, you know, and it sank nose down. leaving a water burning on the top. You know, it was badass to see it, right? But it got better because like 2 years later, I got a hold of some scuba gear, and I wasn't even thinking about the model, man. I was probably about 35 feet down and parting my way through seaweed, and I come to a little clearing on the bottom of the lake, and there lies that Blue Devil destroyer on its side with like algae growing on it lightly, and it looked all blown up. It just looked so kick-ass. I wish I could have had a camera for that moment of my childhood.
Yeah, that gear cog programming, that's clockwork.
Yeah, it is like clockwork.
Why would you blow it up though, Camo?
Because I got older and into girls and less into toys, you know, when I was doing crazy stuff.
Okay, but you could
put it
away and it would have been worth something, damn it. Especially it being like the USS Missouri or whatever the hell it was. So
I don't know. I think I'd rather have the memory.
This is the intro to the game, Camo.
Holy crap, Benji had the same model. Good job, Bonnie. Graphics almost look real.
What?
I said the graphics on these games look almost real. Fire for effect.
They got to thank me for free advertising on that one.
Yeah, look.
You're gonna get a copyright or something.
World of Warship? Isn't there a World of War? Isn't that
I
what you guys
don't,
used to
what's
play?
that Battleship? What's the name of it?
What?
That game?
World of Warships?
World of Warship. That's not World of Warcraft.
I know, but that's...
I may be on a different level like that, but
Let's see. I'm looking
oops,
for
I went to add you and click Carl out.
Oops.
I didn't even notice because I was trying to catch up on chat. I did not know Bonnie's mom was back in the hospital.
Yeah, and I've seen that through history though too. With all that stuff, there's other places. As soon as they try to inflict control of weaponry, it's usually for a bad reason.
Almost definitely.
Sorry to hear about your mom, Bonnie.
Yeah, they did that in one side did it in Nazi times, and then he established a thing where the real Germans, where there was supposed to have been a thing come through where they could purchase weapons. So he was trying to keep the motherland intact, but kind of the same shit's going on now as going on then. So we don't really know what the truth or the lies are, even going back that far.
No, we never will. The only thing we can do is adapt and overcome.
Yep.
I feel like if Hillary would have got in, they would have gone for the guns a long time ago.
A 16-year plan.
It used to be a long time ago. I remember it called Agenda 21, but
well, that was stopped. So because obviously we're past that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
So you got to have a certain game to play that, or is it something you can play on a PC?
It's something you can play on a PC, and it's completely free to play. You just got to have a strong enough computer, which, as you know, Camo, my computer's not that strong, and it's managing it okay, as long as I don't have anything else in the background.
One thing I have noticed with all the changes they're making to StreamYard, it's a bandwidth hog anymore.
It is. It takes up a lot of shit.
I'm really surprised I haven't been knocked off of here because my service has been really bad for a couple months.
You get your tinfoil hat and run you some wires up in the trees around you.
Well, I kind of already did that. I've got my power line running up the center pole.
Here, Chuck. Here's the Yamato.
18.5-inch gun. The largest guns ever on a ship. It's a blob of the deck down the weight of like 26 miles.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Torpedoes, dead ahead. We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
Direct fire.
Off to a great start.
I mean, the sound of those guns firing in your headphones is drastic.
Yes, I can hear the thumb from it, or whatever you want to call.
In that battleship column, the Japanese would use colored dyes for each ship, meaning like one ship shells, when they splashed in the water, would come up with a dye of like pink or green. The Yamato used no dyes, so they were the only ones that came up with white showers of water, whereas some of the reports said it was like a rainbow going off around them at times. Because all the different colors and all the different.
I mean, those were 2,000-pound plus shells. You know, they're going to send columns of water, and anything else that came in contact with that shell is going with it.
Right. A Volkswagen Bug, 25 miles. I think it's going to make a good splash.
But yeah, tonight I've actually got something which is kind of weird. So
yeah, I'm gonna pack it in that way. Everybody get your link out there. Everybody can run over to that.
Yeah.
I go listen to your theorizing. That's for sure. I'm seeing things too, 101. Hope you have a good show. Thanks for having me up here, Chuck.
Yeah, thanks for coming. You gonna go over and watch?
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch 101.
All right. I'll see you guys in a bit.
All right. See you in a minute. Somebody got the link out there to 101. I'm trying to get it to pop up. I figured it would show up that it was coming up soon, but I haven't even got a thing saying he's going to go live. Let's see. There it is. Let's see.
And he created the Joe Biden bailout, which I promise you is going to create a financial market contagion. I want to go through this a little bit because there are a number of fairy tales about what's going on right now, including the biggest fairy tale of all.
There's 101's link. He's going to be on in 7 minutes. Appreciate y'all running in. I might come back up later after he goes off. I want to see whatever he's got to talk about. I appreciate you guys showing. Hit that link. Come on over and join, and I'll talk to you guys later. Much love. Bye.